in, guys, to your AEW Dynamite review for the 24th of the 3rd, 2021. And we open up with breaking news that Cody Rhodes and Brandy are having a reality TV show. And it makes sense. The gender reveal, it makes sense. Doing a gender reveal on TV. Cody and Brandy are having a reality TV show. But anyway, let's get into the show. So we started off with the world champion Kenny Omega. He has a match with Matt Sydal. It was a good match, but why is Kenny Omega opening up your episode of Dynamite? He's meant to be your world heavyweight champion, the guy that is actually the vocal point of AEW. But for the past 2 weeks, you've had Kenny. He wasn't main eventing last week because of the women. They had a great match. Then this week, he's not even main eventing this week's episode of Dynamite. They're having a TNT title match as the main event of Dynamite instead of your world champion. I mean, it kind of proves how irrelevant Kenny Omega is as world champion right now. That your world champion Kenny Omega is the curtain jerker of your show. He's opening up the show and he doesn't even appear on the main event 2 weeks in a row. It just shows how little his world title reign means right now in AEW. But we started off with a match. It was a good match. Then QT Marshall comes out and he talks about why is he turning his way from the Nightmare Family and bullshit like that. And he challenges Cody to a match. Cody comes out, accepts the match for next week. Arn is going to be a special guest referee. Then we have a Scorpio Sky video package, and he's talking about, I've always had this mean streak and I've just never had a chance to express it, and I'm enjoying this because I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Scorpio Sky. Like, who's he gonna feud with next? I mean, I was hoping they was gonna keep a feud with Scorpio Sky and Darby Allin, but I guess not. Then we had a Lance Archer video, so excited to do Lance Archer and Sting next. He's talking about if there was no Sting, there wouldn't be no Lance Archer, and he said he's tired of Sting taking his TV time, and it was a good promo by Lance Archer. Then we have a women's match, now Rhodes versus Taya, I think her name is. Now Rhodes gets the win, and then Matt Hardy comes out with Butcher and Blade and the Private Party, and there's a lot of, like, he's talking about some stuff and whatever. Then we have MJF's faction come out and they have a squash match with Brian Pillman Jr. and these other guys and get the win. And then they talk about, oh, where's the Inner Circle? Are they here? Are they not? Where's Chris Jericho? And basically Chris Jericho is still selling his injuries from 2 weeks ago. And this feud I think this feud is going to be the feud of the year with MJF and the Inner Circle. Like, if they do it correctly, AEW, if they put this correctly and they actually think about this, like, they should be carrying you over to at least summer, at least August or September, because you've got a lot of potential. And if this doesn't end with MJF being world champion at the end of it, then what the fuck was all that television wasted for? You put focus, you ended the Inner Circle, and your prime goal was to actually have MJF, who I said in my breakout video early in the year that he's going to become world champion at the end of the year, at some point this year. And if that's not the case with AEW, and they keep it on Kenny, or keep it to fucking Cody, then what was your point of actually building this up? You know, you've got months of television with this angle that you can do with different dynamics, different matches. You can maybe have the Inner Circle off TV a bit longer, and then like MJF's faction, Brian and everybody, and then the Inner Circle come. There's a lot of dynamics you can do with that, but it depends on how AEW is going to book it. But I'm enjoying the feud so far. Then we had a Jade Cargill video package, and this is what we need for a lot more of the talent, like a video package. She's talking about Red Velvet, how she's better than all the women, and she should be world champion, and just great stuff. And she should be one of the vocal points of your women's division, but then again, I think Kenny Omega's the women's division. Like, he's the guy that is actually booking this women's division, so he has to have Shida and Rio as the vocal points of his AEW, but they're not ready. He doesn't know how to book the Asian talent. I'm not being, it's not their fault, but Kenny, you speak fluent Japanese. At least book your women's division better. Like Britt Baker should be the vocal point of your women's division as a heel. Then you have Thunder Rosa, he's a great babyface. And you have Jade Cargill, Red Velvet. These are the women, and maybe Nyla Rose, that you can actually build your women's division around and actually build some stars. And these girls are ready for television. But it was good. Then we have Eddie Kingston and Moxley, another great vignette talking about the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks. Are they joining Kenny or are they not? Then we get into the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler match. It's Brandon Cutler and the Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. It was a typical flippity floppity match. Lucha Bros get the win. Then Kenny comes out and he's like, 3 years ago, I didn't want to come to AEW. I came to AEW for you guys, the Young Bucks. And he basically says, I could have gone to WWE. I could have gone to New York. And and then after that, he says, throw out the Too Sweet. They don't do it. They walk to the back. Then Kenny gets attacked by Pentagon, so it looks like this whole thing, Cody's are now over with Pentagon, and because this whole thing, I thought like Pentagon was going to turn heel, and they had that translator. I was like, what the fuck is going on with AEW? Like, you had something, then you dropped the ankle. I was like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, that was the end of that. Then we have John Silver versus Darby Allin for the TNT title as your main event. It was a good main event. A lot of shit happened at the end. I think Darby retained his title. Sting is brawling, everybody else is brawling, so looks like let's continue that feud, and yeah, leave you guys thoughts in the comments, guys. Peace.